somewhere in a secluded garden.
Hello. What's this? And this? And this? And this? Exciting new growth. Can it be, friends, that someone is preparing a dazzling new series of uncontrolled wit and sparkling good humor? Or is it just blankety blank?
Tonight's film is a rip-roaring comedy western starring Lee Marvin and Jane Fonda as Cat Ballou. But that's after we slither through the laughter show.
We're heading for the punchline. Tell me, are you ready for comedy time?
If you wanna feel good, you know that you could. Well, come on and stay with me. Now let's get on with the action. With all the laughter and all the fun. Well, it's for you and for me. You know that it's gonna be for everyone. Now let's get on with the action. With all the laughter and all the fun. Well, it's for you and for me. You know that it's gonna be for
Well,
Hello.
how?
That was a bit of work.
Wasn't it?
Beautiful. I
It's
don't
very
remember
exciting.
that show.
No, I don't. And then if you watch the rest of it, which I'm sure Tim Coleman, of course, did that for us as usual. Thank you, Tim.
Thank you,
The
Squire.
cast of that show is Les Dennis and Justin G and Roy J.
No.
Yes.
Shut up and go away. That's amazing.
Yeah, and then they got rid of Roy J, obviously, because he wasn't very funny, and they left Les Dennis and Justin G, which again shows the options they had left to them. To
And I,
provide the laugh.
I genuinely remember the Wogan Sting footage before from years back with him. And also, he's got quite a high voice in that bit.
Yeah, I think it's his trousers.
I think he might have sat on a mallard. But it's lovely to be back, isn't it, John? It's been 2 weeks, 2 bloody full English weeks.
2 weeks too long, if you ask me.
Well, yes, if only we could do this daily.
Well, if you all dig deep and give us £200 a day, then we can do this daily.
Yeah, I'll do it 24 hours if we're going to. By the way, this evening, in case you're wondering, is sponsored by wine.
By
Why don't we all drink some very sexy wine?
And tonight's sexy wine is a McGuigan Estate Merlot from Australia. £5.10 in Sainsbury's. It says best drunk with your mouth. So it's
I've got a Castilleja del Diablo.
El Diablo from the Devil's Cellar.
No, there we go.
Oh, but you've gone for the white version.
I don't like red wine. Oh, I've just been asked an important question.
Right. When are we wrapping up?
Can you remind me who is married to Imelda Staunton? Of course, it's Jim Carter. Of course,
Jim Carter. It's Jim Carter, everyone.
Jim Carter.
I've met Jim Carter, by the way. Just
Have
throw it
you?
out there. And Imelda Staunton.
Have you?
Lovely. They were absolutely lovely.
He's got the deepest voice in the world.
Yeah. He's got such a baritone. If you have more than a 3 or 4 minute conversation with him, you have to take a shit.
I'm imagining his balls are massive.
He sort of he will loosen any stool just by going hello. And you're like, I've got to go.
He is a walking brown note.
So our regular viewers The JP family, are they all safely cuddled up in front of a roaring log tire for this evening's festivities?
Log tire?
Log tire, yes.
Like from the Flintstones?
Yes.
Tim Coleman's calling me a wine racist. It's not that. I don't mind what red wine does. I just don't like it around my way, that's all. Is the JP special ending when the hamdemic distancing ends? I don't know. Will it ever end?
Don't worry, why not? I mean, things don't get back to normal till fucking June.
No.
Oh, June.
Oh, June. My business partner's here and he's allergic to sex.
What was his boss called? I always forget.
Mr. Itchy Crutcher.
Mr. Itchy Crutcher, yeah. Oh, June, Mr. Itchy Crutcher's coming and we're having sex in the attic. Oh, June. What's going on up in that attic?
Oh, my God. And then he just cries.
That's all right. I'll use this this light switch here. Oh, June, he's got hold of me danglies. Put them away, Terry, you prick.
And you know, the BBC wouldn't dare show that now. They wouldn't
dare show it now. No, they won't even show Triangle with Kate O'Mara on the Zeebrugge ferry freezing her tits off in October.
No. They don't even know what glamour is.
They don't know if it came and shut in their face. So we're all here. That's nice to know, isn't it? On this Friday of Fridays. Beautiful weather I've been having, John. Have you had lovely weather?
We have had lovely weather.
It's been sun, sun, sun here.
We've had a bit more sun.
Oh, have you? And tomorrow's a full moon.
Oh, is that you when you go and see Roland Rat?
Not just a moon, but also Uranus.
And your balls as well.
And my balls and penis and glands and snot and bogies and shit and we.
I was just reminded of something because before we came on, I was watching 1990s Top of the Pops.
Oh, yes, yes.
Where the number one was disappointingly Timmy Mallet's Bomb Ballerina.
That shouldn't have happened.
Yeah. But it reminded me there's a bit in that every now and then, at the end of every couple of bars, Timmy Mallet gets to go, oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it reminded me that a friend of mine at the time said that if he ever had like horrible medical news from a doctor, like I'm afraid it's terminal,
to impart,
someone to poke their head down and go, oh yeah, just to cheer him up.
I'm afraid we'd have to amputate both legs. Oh yeah.
Oh, I feel better already.
Oh yeah. All right, enough, Roger.
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful.
You have to have the other one doing that. Say what?
I don't remember it enough. I've hopefully wiped it off my mind. I saw people were talking about it on Twitter, and I thought I'm not even going to turn it on. I don't want to be reminded of that.
No, I was disappointed to have it in my head again. It's in my head now.
Was that his only hit, or did he do a couple of others?
I think he did a couple of others, but I don't think they got to number one. A friend of mine at school at the time, so I was like 13. A guy came in with the tape of he had the album. He had the album of Bomb Ballerina. Yeah.
That's when Timmy Mallet, of course, does Wilfred Owen's Dulcet Decorum Est to a beat.
He does bring your daughter to the store.
Knock-kneed and hanging like beggars over sacks. Oh, yeah!
And they do the Napalm Death song at the end.
They do that, yeah, and they do the Electro Hippies cover version of Fuck the Pope, which is rather beautiful. Fuck the Pope, 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 fuck the Pope. Oh, yeah! Beautiful.
That's the second time you've mentioned Fuck the Pope in the last few weeks.
Yeah, but did I mention it was by the Electro Hippies?
No, you didn't.
Not. Now you've got all this salient information.
You were channeling Roger Moore at the time, to be fair.
Oh, yes, well.
Well, we've got a packed show this evening, so we better jump into our first
packed show. And it's an all-new packed show.
All-new packed show. It's an all-new feature.
Yeah.
What happened was that Paul and I had an idea for a new feature because previously we'd tell you what happened on this day, but then we thought we'd go a bit further and perhaps give you a glimpse into how your star signs are going to align. And I had that thought, and I got an email from a guy called Kenwood Pissfingers, and he's in a double act with a lady called Kiki Shits, and he sent me a song. He said, "Please use this as your intro for your horoscope section.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. So I said, yes, please. So he sent me this.
I change without a warning. I can switch from hot to cool. I'm faster than the reckless, and I run on rocket fuel.
That's Kenwood Pissfingers there and Kiki
Play
Shorts.
it again. Play it again now.
Play it again?
Yes, please.
I change without a warning. I can switch from hot to cool. I'm faster than the reckless, and I run on rocket fuel.
And I run on rocket fuel. I'm wanted in Cincinnati for crimes against the state. I often wear a white hood, and I often preach the hate. That's amazing.
Right, so we're going to do horoscopes for you.
Horoscopes, yes, and let's hope there's something in these for everyone during these rather troubled times.
Who's going first?
I don't give a fuck shit.
Okay, well, I'll go first because
okay.
The first one I've got is Taurus.
Yes. That's
anyone...
me. That's me.
Oh, is that you? Okay, well, this will be of particular interest for you. So, Taurus, you have got a fiery Mars element to your own sign, and this can spark clashes, especially in Peterborough. But that man at work, who you know for a fact is pissing in the water cooler, is no closer to admitting it. There is no limit to your passion energy as Venus settles in your chart, and it may be time to buy some lard.
Oh, well, there you go. That's everyone who's Taurus. Okay, well, on to Aries now. Recent planetary alignments call for surprises this week. On Sunday, you may well find a puma in your kitchen, and an overpowering smell of onions is actually coming from you. Remember that most matters to those who do not want it to be so complex. Luck comes in the form of a canoe full of artificial limbs.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
Wow, okay.
That's Aries. That's Aries for you.
That's Aries for you. My next one's Cancer.
Oh, unfortunate, isn't it?
Yeah. You sense it's time to walk away from certain people or feelings in your life, and maybe even drive a car to Strathclyde. A cash choice that has been challenging you can change with a simple bank robbery. Love is ready to learn, and we're better than a local dogging site.
Oh, that's lovely. Well, we move now on to Gemini.
That's me.
Here we go. Well, this is Gemini. You've been acting like a righto cunt this week, but do not worry. This will pass as Mars goes into retrograde. You will find a pair of scissors in your dinner tomorrow, and fate deals you a helping hand in the guise of Will.i.am chiropodist.
Wow, that's brilliant. That's very specific as well. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, this next one is Virgo. If there's any Virgos out there, this is for you.
Virgo is how David Bowie would say it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Your star task is to juggle cups full of piss. A couple of adjustments can work well, but remember that dogs aren't supposed to do that. It is against nature. A face you miss. A face you miss is longing to hear from you, so don't bother. People are shit. Your marriage chart glows, so maybe lay off the meths.
It's against nature. Well, it's time now for the lovely Leos. Leo! Cadbury's don't make them because they're officially mammals. Leo, last week the moon aligned with your shed, so now's the time to burn any incriminating evidence. A moment of reflection will reveal that you're actually allergic to the number 5, so take the time to remove a finger from each hand. Luck comes in the form of a racist dog.
How do we know the dog's racist? Just out of interest.
I'm afraid I cannot answer to the stars.
Very mystical.
Yes.
Right, okay, next one is Scorpio. Scorpio. Daylight come and me wanna go home.
You've been stung by a bastard. Scorpio.
Scorpio. As Venus settles into your creative zone, you are ready to make more spunk icicles. So this starts as a fun activity. It can grow into a career opportunity. A bowl of crisps and a name linked to an S location can be deadly for you today. Passion gifts are on the way, but refuse delivery and call head office to cancel.
Gosh, well, there you are. It's time for Libra. It's been a tough month for you, but your neighbor has finally died after slipping on a loose Kos lettuce. New horizons and opportunities come your way later this week in the form of oral sex. Do not engage with any other air signs, as they will shit on your very existence.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And I've got here Capricorn. Capricorn. You are a mix of mystery and fun, and surprise yourself with how easily you ran over somebody and kept driving.
Laughing at his own jokes, folks.
Sorry. If you have felt overlooked, this can end with you buying a pistol. And when you get the chance to voice your dreams, make sure you don't tell anyone, as there's nothing worse than hearing about someone else's fucking dreams. It is a hot moment for intimacy, and a direct message to a flirty friend of a friend will lead to you definitely getting arrested.
Ooh. Well, next stop is Sagittarius. It's confusion abound at the moment due to Mercury's retrograde, and you will develop OCD tendencies when it comes to beans and or pulses. Check under your coffee table this weekend, as you may well see a fight. Your lucky your lucky non-ferrous metal this week is copper, but do not go to Asda. There is a man there who wants to remove all of your teeth.
Crikey.
So be careful there, Sagittarians.
Okay, this one is called.
It's called.
This one is Pisces. Pisces. Your new Venus personality power makes you a natural choice as a prick. You can bring out the best in everyone if you never speak to them ever again. But beware of making soup. You are very, very bad at it, and it always tastes like shit. A familiar face in a celebrity setting is your nemesis.
Well, last one for me now. And it is, of course, the dawning of the age of
Aquarius.
Aquarius, you're absolutely right. Here we go, Aquarius. You will win the postcode lottery this week with your fellow neighbors. Unfortunately, they will combine all of their funds to drive you out of town in a stolen Fiat Punto. Fate urges you to dress up like Stalin this week, and your lucky number is W, and your lucky color is 11.
Scorpio, they say I'm shrewd in a feud. I don't quit, break, or bend. Bet I can see right through your soul. And out the other end, they say my sign is the ruler of physical fun. But where are all these stories coming from?
Scorpio.
Please tell me, John, that you have 12 of them backed up.
I might have.
Oh, we're doing this another 5 times.
Oh,
lovely. Oh, lovely. Well, there you go. That's your horoscopes.
Yes, and to the comments were mentioning that where they're having some issues with buffering.
Oh, well, for once, this isn't our problem.
Yeah, I don't think it's us because usually I can see where Paul or I are going wrong, and I couldn't see anything. So hopefully it's not us. Not with my new internet provider.
No, you're with Sky now, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Did you say the sky's the limit for me?
Oh, yes, it did.
That went, yeah, right. Fucking.
Said, you're the devil here with Sky. Yes, you are.
The devil in with Sky, show me your cock. And then he did.
That was horrible.
It was horrible, it was.
It's all prickly.
Look like Rumpelstiltskin thumb in the lift.
Rumple foreskin.
Welcome to the porno version of Rumpelstiltskin. It's called Crumpled Foreskin. That's horrible. That's not.
Rumple foreskin has been assigned.
Sapphire and steel are not available. Rumpelstiltskin and watercress have been assigned. Fum, 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 fum.
I'm imagining Rumpelstiltskin will be played by Toby Jones.
Yes, no, that'd be perfect. Yeah,
yeah.
And Watercress is being played by
Amelia Fox.
Amelia Fox, yeah, perfect. But there isn't any energy over here at Rumpelstiltskin. Yes, there is now. Energy. Dun, dun,
Wait, he just masturbates a lot.
Yeah, and it fills up the screen with green cum.
And those faceless guys come in and go, ugh.
Ho, ho, ho. Green cum. Yeah, sorry. But
I wonder how many farmers in the 80s went out to tend to their fields and were staggered to find a giant man there laughing.
Fucking hell. Yeah.
Just
The amount of heart attacks. The
Mm.
amount of heart attacks that went up in the West Country during those adverts. Ho,
And
ho, ho.
The distastefulness of it, the doctor would look up and say, I'm afraid he's dead. And the giant would just go, ho, ho, ho. And the wife would go,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. That's who did the voices. It was him.
Same guy.
Oh.
God, he loves delivering bad news, doesn't he? The
Fucking
Jolly
loves
Green
it.
Giant.
Gets off on it.
Because you could be 19th floor of a hospital and think, I'm really sorry, but there's nothing we can do. Just suddenly ahead. Oh, oh, oh. And you think, well, that's the end of it. And then suddenly, oh, yeah. Like, bastard.
Fucking cunt.
Fucking cunt, Jolly Green
Somewhere
Giant.
there's a big skeleton in a field because he died of a heart attack in 1993.
There must be an episode of the Time Team where they find it. Fucking hell, what's this?
That little fella with the long hair that Tony Robinson always made sure he kept away from, he'd find it.
This is definitely where his cock was.
Why are you doing that to it? I'm thinking of any sprouts in there. Full of sprouts.
Jolly Green Giant. Well, he was deeply impacted with sweet corn. This much we know.
Yeah. And inside his tummy, we found loads of little boys.
Yeah, all the boys, a bugger. He was a bugger.
He was a right bugger.
He was a bugger, he was.
He's in an unmarked grave. You know which one it is, though, because when you go in the graveyard, there's normal graves, and his is like 15 feet long.
His feet sticking out the end. Yeah, that's him.
Pixie shoes, yeah.
And sometimes the hose he was bellowing for would arrive, and they were giants as well. So it'd be ho ho ho. And they'd all turn up. Green Giant. They'd all look like Cleo Ruckus, and they'd start having awful, like full-on sexual intercourse, but on arable land. Nightmare.
Well, go there, but, yeah.
We've covered an awful amount of topics already, haven't we, John? But listen, we've got a bloody packed show.
We have.
Should we possibly think about
nipping upstairs?
The old Irish rogue himself for a quick game of
we
super match? Okay.
Let's do it.
All right.
And appearing tonight on Jack Douglas, Diana Dawes, Bernard Cribbins, Rula Lenska, Lenny Bennett, Aaron Kay.
And here's your host for second, counts Paul Daniel.
And here's your host on Terry Wogan.
And still available for Panto.
I never want to see Paul Daniels again.
I do.
God. Oh, Christ. Avast thee, mine hearties. Is old T of the W coming at you, light over brackets Cleopatra, from Cloud open brackets 9. Enough of the brackets. For a quick game of the old super match. How fares thee, Jonathan of Rain? It never rains, but it pours.
I'm tip-top, TW.
Tip-top. I used to like a bit of the old tip-top, you know. The old ghost gravy, Mrs. W used to call it. Not so good on lamb chops. Now, we're here to play super match. And, of course, we need a contestant. But listen, John. Old Terry can't hang around too long, you know. He's a very busy man up on the old Cloud open brackets 9, close brackets. Oh, yeah. I tell you what, he's hanging around at the moment with none other than jazz swing band impresario Glenn Miller himself. Oh, yes. Oh, Glenn. And I tell you what, he's in the mood, little joke there, for trying to find a local cat that's been terrorizing the neighborhood up on Cloud 9. I tell you what, he's been crawling into people's houses and destroying their footwear. You know, tap shoes, slippers, Ugg boots, and the like. Poor old Fred Astaire. He said that his tap shoes have been, well, covered in bite marks, you know. Oh, terrible. John Betjeman's bemoaning the fact that his best clogs have got scratch marks and claw marks and bite marks in them. So we're trying to find the offending cat. Glenn, well, he's got the bit between his teeth, John. He's going crazy trying to find the felines. Only an hour ago, he turned up at John Betjeman's house with a feline under his arm and said, "Pardon me, sir, is that the cat that chewed your new shoes?" Still. Christ on a bike. That was laboured. But I tell you what isn't. Super match isn't laboured. Now, if you want to play the old super match, then I'm afraid you've got to be quick on the old finger digits. First person to type in Wogan's Wobbly Wardrobe gets to play. Now, whilst they're doing that, I get to talk to a celebrity turn who's going to help me throughout tonight's community service. It's none other than not John, but Joan Sims from the Carry On films. Joan Sims, how are you?
Oh, hello, Terry.
Hello, Joan. How fares thee?
I fare well.
That's lovely to know. Now, you were in a lot of the old Carry On films, weren't you?
I was in all of them for my sins, yeah.
Well, no, you weren't in all of them. But
most of them.
Thank you. Yeah, let's try and get the facts right. What was one of your favorites?
Carry On Emmanuel.
Oh, right, one of your last incarnations. And what was it about Emmanuel that whetted your appetite?
I got to see Jack Douglas with no trousers on.
You got to see the tackle of the Douglas.
And, you know, it even leapt around. Oy!
I can imagine. Good Lord. No one wants to see that before lunch in the green room.
No.
So, do we have a contestant? We do. It's not, good Lord, it's friend of the show, Claire Monty, who apparently used to run a rather interesting hotel of disrepute.
It was a bordello, Terry.
A bordello! With the emphasis on the O. Where things used to happen there that would make old Tell's teeth curl.
And I tell you, there wasn't much board going on either.
No, it was mainly fucking. Now, we're here to play Super Match, and I tell you what, I've decided to make it just as easy as I always do by creating a theme. Now, the theme this time, Claire Monty, if you could be bothered to stop sniffing the old heroin and drinking iron brew out of a tramp's corpse. Here we go. It's nursery rhyme themed, and it is, of course, this. Little Bo Peep has lost her blank. Now, Claire, you have a little think on that. And whilst you do, I'm going to get old Joan Sims to hopefully provide you with a salient yet sentient answer. Joan.
Well,
Little
Terry,
Bo Peep has lost her blank.
I think because of what Little Bo Peep would do when she got older,
Oh, yeah.
once her sheep had got sold at the market, I
Ah.
think this Little Bo Peep has lost her cherry, Terry.
She's lost her cherry.
Mm.
So Little Bo Peep in your world has gone to market with a flock of sheep to sell and hopefully keep the community afloat.
Hmm.
And during said discourse and financial comings and goings, someone takes her virginity.
Yes.
Thank you, Joan. So you got Joan's cherry. You can have one of me own. Little Bo Peep has lost her goats because she was going to sell goats as well. But no, Claire has forged on with her own Scots logic, which, quite frankly, as we know, is heroin and neeps and tatties. And she's gone for soldering iron, which I believe is one of her favorite sex toys. I've seen evidence of that. So you can have Joan's cherry, you can have Wogan's goats, or you can go with Claire's soldering iron. She's gone for soldering iron. I've suddenly realized I got too many things in my hands.
I think that's why Claire left her last job.
Absolutely. Here we go for 50 blanks. It is, of course, Little Bo Peep has lost. Where's me mic? I think it fell on the floor. Never mind. Has lost her hovercraft.
Of course.
Nearly there.
That's how she got to the market, of course. So
via hovercraft. She must have gone
Via
over a
hovercraft.
lake. Yes. Oh, I can see my microphone, but unfortunately, there we go. Found it.
yeah, you don't want to drop that. No one will be able to hear you. That'd be terrible.
That would be ridiculous, wouldn't it? Never mind, Claire. Never mind. Soldering iron was not 50 blanks, but that's the least most popular answer. Let's find out what the second most popular answer was. And I tell you what, you were so close. Little Bo Peep has lost her Sky contract.
Oh, God.
That's a shame. That is a shame, especially when you're on the phone and you're trying to sort stuff out and they ask for the account number and you can't remember for the life of you. Can you? Oh, absolute nightmare. But Claire, we're all on tenterhooks because I reckon I can feel it in my old bones. My bones, by the way, are currently resting in Donegal. But here we go. For 150 blanks, the most popular answer, is it soldering iron? Iron. Let's cross everything. It is, of course, Little Bo Peep has lost her toes to frostbite. So you didn't quite get there, Claire.
Close
Never
though.
mind. Close
Very
there.
close.
Because you could have lost your toes to a soldering iron. So in the sense, close but no cigar, Claire Monty. And don't forget, you've got kids, Claire. You got to feed them. You can't spend all your money on whiskey and gigolos. Listen, old Tell's got to go now.
Oh,
sorry.
sorry.
What the hell?
There was a mix-up in VT. Sorry about that.
Hell itself tried to interfere there, but never fear. Old Tell's not going to go to the hot place. He's back up to the grey, boring place that is Cloud 9. So until then, Avanti!
Jack Douglas, Diana Dawes, Bernard Cribbins, Rula Lenska, Lenny Bennett, Aaron Kay,
Sort of technical problem there, I imagine.
No, that's absolutely fine. It's not Graham, is it? It's not fucking Graham.
Oh no, no.
Good.
He hasn't been seen for ages, you know.
No, well, 2 weeks at least.
Yeah.
Which is great. So, JP, our lovely JP family, are the comments coming in thick and fast, John?
They are. They're saying, I've moved on to Kent now, Katie Dyer. Probably has to give says, whoa.
Paul Daniels, yeah, that makes sense.
Paul Daniels. Paul Litchfield with cleavage.
Lovely.
That was Des O'Connor.
I have to say, there's no better opening to a game show than the every second counts.
Yeah, it was very good.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Mm. Oh, by the way, because we have to bow to corporate sponsorship, I thought this week, well, we've got a video this week that's more of a message. So all you young people in the comments, you might want to watch this video and maybe change your lifestyle.
I just don't know why young people complain about having to wear condoms against HIV virus and AIDS. Look what we had to put up with. I called it Geronimo, my friend. Compared with the condoms of today, it was like wearing the inner tube of a cycle. It wasn't disposable like the modern condoms. It was designed to be used again and again. It was like having a bath with your socks on, but it never stopped me in no way.
Never stopped him. What a slut Fred Brewster was.
Never stopped me. That's just we used to wash it. And sometimes I didn't bother. Oh,
yeah.
I must have killed hundreds. Still, that was a war for you.
During the Blitz, I used to go around with Geronimo, washing in the tap.
Yeah, I always wore protection during the war. I was on the front line. I used to fuck a lot of Germans. A lot of
Prisoners of wars.
Never cleaned it, of course. Got all the prisoners of war to talk. They talked eventually, I tell you that. Unbelievable.
So sad that he died of AIDS, though.
Yes, yeah. Well, he died of double AIDS as well. He got double AIDS, which is.
He had AIDS in his bum as well. It's horrible.
Oh, worst place for it. It's got somewhere to hide.
Well, it's 20 to 10, so we better move on to our next feature.
Oh God, we got so many features.
I know. But you know, the thing about Fred Brewster's, they used to put Geronimo on his tail.
Right.
So,
always shorter than I think. Yeah, always shorter than I think. Okay. It's time for Tales of Unexpected. Do you want me to go first this time, John?
Please do.
Okay. This first story is called Cunting Sheep.
What?
Why is it called that, Mother? Why is it called that, Mother? Mother, why is it called that?
Don't like it.
Mother, don't like it. Why is it called that? Cunting Sheep. Insomniac Pavel Shed 7 comes up with the ultimate plan. He goes to bed in his lamb's wool socks and his shorn sheep onesie, because he's got insomnia, you see, and starts counting sheep. Well, within minutes, he is fast asleep. But the plan goes too well. Too sheep well? And he wakes up the next morning being fucked by a farmer in a field, then chased by a dog, branded, dipped in chemicals, castrated, and by mid-evening, he's laying on a plate next to some roast potatoes and a jar of mint sauce before being tipped on the floor and being gnawed by 3 Shih Tzus called Fifi, O'Malley, and Princess Rosie. Harrowing.
Terrifying. This one's called Playing with Fire?
Why is it called that, Mother?
Well, arcade enthusiast Hermes Whoremonger was having the time of his life. He was about to beat the best score on the classic arcade game, This Is What the Devil Looks Like. He just needed to get 1,000,001. And finally, as the clock struck midnight, he got the score he was after. Then all his skin fell off, and his dog ran up his budgie's arsehole.
Oh, awful. That dog, of course, was a St. Bernard. So.
Oh, painful.
Not much room in a budgie's arsehole for a St. Bernard dog.
That was Bernie Winter's hit single, of course.
My second missive is called North by North Worse?
Worse?
Worse? What do you mean worse, mother? Why is it? It's west. North by
That doesn't
northwest.
sound right at all. That's not sound right at all.
Brian Walden does not agree with this at all.
Brian Walden thinks that sounds very, very complicated.
Sounds extremely complicated. Now, here we go. North by northwest. Keen Ambler and film stroke TV buff Gregory Cthulhu accidentally washes his favourite walking trousers with a compass in the back pocket. The compass is somehow absorbed into the very fibre of the trousers itself. And after putting them on, Gregory is doomed to spend eternity walking around in constant circles looking for his favourite film to watch. Is it Our Friends in the North, East is East, Due South, or The West Wing? Oh, what a cunt.
Classic Dahl, that. He'd always end his stories with, oh, what a cunt.
Oh, what a... I'll see you after the break. Oh, what a cunt.
Giant peach, eh? Oh, what a cunt. Right, this one's called Having a Hit Time.
What? Mother, what is it called that?
Gangster Tony Testicles slowly ascended the staircase of the apartment building. He was there for one reason, to kill Donny the Dong Dingle for his part in the 4th of July massacre. He got to the door of his apartment and knocked twice. No answer. When he knocked again, still no answer. So eventually he kicked the door down, only to find that he'd suddenly fallen through time and was now a well-dressed talcum powder salesman in Victorian London, being chased by Jack the Ripper. Oh, God.
Oh, nobody wants that.
No.
Well, my third story is called www.whatsthatdear.com/fixident_ I don't like the BBC. IT consultant Twat Shandy sinks all of his savings into a nanotech company via Kickstarter, little knowing that it's a company that actually puts nannies into technology. Now his alarm goes off every morning at 5 o'clock. His microwave only heats up Wiltshire Farm foods. His fucking Hoover never stops. His ringtone says, "Sorry, dear, what was that?" And every 20 seconds, the only thing that you can find in his fucking kitchen cupboard are ginger biscuits, jam, fucking frayed bentos boiling the tin pies, pilchards, and a multi-fucking saver pack of tenner lady. Nans will dance in France in underpants. Me husband's home.
Well, that was terrifying.
Terrifying.
Well, this one's called Blooming Heck.
Well, that's okay, Mother. I don't mind that one. That's all right.
Gardener Goggles Bukaki was nearing retirement. His eyesight was failing him, yeah. And his TV show, Gardening with Goggles, was on its very last episode. Now, he'd spent hours readying his final showpiece display to Prince Anne and her daughter Zaria Phillips at the Chelsea Flower Show. When they arrived with live cameras to look at it, they were horribly shocked to discover that rather than a picturesque flowerbed display to show the complicated history of geraniums in Britain, it was instead a giant swastika and a massive pair of spunky tits. Oh,
I seem to remember a swastika and a massive pair of spunky tits being two rival contestants in It's a Knockout.
that's right, man. Here come the Belgians.
Here come the Belgians and the swastika. Oh, they've fallen over. And there's the spunky tits from England. Oh, they're doing wonderfully. I'm off to fuck a boy. Yeah, well, I don't know if it was boys he liked. My fourth story is entitled Turd Emoji. Ooh. Ooh. What? Mother, what? I don't want to eat I don't want to eat at the bowl, Mother.
Mother, I don't like it. It sounds
I
terrible.
don't like it. Brian Walden at home with Mother. Why'd you keep doing those shit fucking politics programs?
I don't know.
God, this wine's good. Wine. Ebony and ivory. Actually, it's the other way around. Ebony and ivory. Get drunk in perfect company.
This is
by side on my piano.
This is ivory. You've got ebony.
Oh, ebony and ivory. One is drunk by red-hotted men. The other, ooh,
fairies.
No. Fairies by fairies are such a 70s reference. Oh, look at him, he's a fairy. Mind you, with that voice, who am I to judge? Anyway, turd emoji. Here we go. Old codger Oswald Emoticon finally caves in and buys himself a mobile phone. When he receives a text from his brother, Stacy, male, saying that his wife has passed away, Oswald immediately texts back LOL, thinking it means lots of love, and not understanding that it actually means laugh out loud. He is shunned by his family and decides to move abroad, but he doesn't know how to use his mobile phone and accidentally takes a picture of his own colostomy bag when renewing his own passport. So now he has to wear it on his face all the time when he travels abroad, and he had to change his name by deed poll to Mr. Turd Face.
I think what sells your tales to me is that you really push the envelope and really pronounce all of Roald's at the end of every tale. I tend to skip them, but I like that you do that.
I try and grasp onto his inner stroke.
This one's called Playmate of the Apes.
Mother!
Well, I don't like the sound of this one. Player gorilla expert Stonk Waterstones was in trouble. He'd visited a rare family of silverbacks in the jungle, but he'd forgotten his signaling guide. Rather than asking the alpha of the group if he'd like some bananas to eat, he'd accidentally asked him if he could have weird sex with his wife and put it on Ape YouTube. Terrible.
Just from the toss of a coin, fate can be changed, can't it?
Horrible, so horrible.
This last one, I had to really cram into the bottom, and it's very hard to read. But
you handwrite them.
I do, yeah. Well, very beautiful handwritten. Yes,
that's very beautiful writing.
As you know, John, me and technology do not do well, so I handwrite everything.
You're not good bedfellows.
No, we're not.
Well, my final missive is called I Scream a Genie. What?
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 What? Whilst on a wine tasting stroke dogging holiday in Egypt, Philip Tippex finds an old lamp. He decides, hey, I'm on holiday. Why not? And rubs it 3 times, almost half-heartedly expecting a genie to appear. But instead, he summons the trapped spirit, not of a genie, but of the nasal-toned American singer, Gene Pitney, who grants him 3 fishes, before flying up Philip's arsehole to live. Now, every time Philip farts, it's a pitch-perfect rendition of Something's Got a Hold of My Heart. And he's forced to soundproof his own toilet because his arsehole whispers the chorus to Time Without Pity every time he takes a shit.
Right, well, my final missive is called The Peak of Achievement.
From the poison you just drank, Dr. Jones. What?
Mountain climber Texas Foreskin had done it. He'd reached the highest peak of Everest and planted a flag with his family crest at the peak. As the winds blew through his frosted beard, he decided he would do something he promised his grandfather on his deathbed. He would read a passage from his diary that he promised to only read once he had conquered Everest.
Hang on, I know where this
He cleared his throat, turned to the relevant page, and read out loud. And this is what his grandfather said.
Yeah. Go on.
Dear Texas, I hope you are in good spirits and that the peak wasn't as treacherous as it was when I climbed it in 1953. If Texas could have cried, he would have. What a moment for posterity. Stood at the very peak of the highest mountain, bathed in frost, soaking into the moment.
Yeah.
Sadly, this is all ruined because he was run over by 23 bank robbers in a car.
Oh,
I mean, I didn't see that coming.
You tricksy bugger.
How did you get 23 bank robbers in a car? And how did they get to the peak of Everest in it?
How to drive up Everest in car?
This is Thatcher. I think we'd like to know, how do you get a car to the peak of Everest? At this point, we're going to have an advert. Sorry about that, folks.
Oh, okay.
Only you can have carpets like these from $2.99, $3.99 and $4.99 a square yard.
Mike's Carpets.
Mike had paid us £1 million to show that advert. And...
Only you.
Only you.
Can I have a catheter fitted at Catheters R Us? Wow.
Come to Mike's Catheters.
Just off the A93, which is fictional. Try and find us. I dare you.
I dare you. That's your challenge. If you find us, I'll give you a free catheter.
I've spent the entire weekend fucking everything that moves. Find me if you want. I dare you. What's this an advert for? Oh, sorry. Wait a bit. Okay.
Those skinhead Weetabix would be horrible to have sex with.
Why have skinheads representing a balanced cereal breakfast?
I don't know.
What's next? Hitler doing soup?
Well, we might as well have done. He could have done the vegetarian range.
Pol Pot doing pot noodles.
That's a great idea. Pol Pot's noodles.
Ceausescu's suppers. I mean, come on, where does it end? Gaddafi's buns.
Rasputin's ragu.
Rasputin's ramen. They're lovely.
I know he wasn't a dictator.
No.
Stalin's sauce.
New Stalin's ragu.
It's the taste.
It's the taste-ski.
It's the Tsar.
It's the Tsar.
That doesn't even work.
Doesn't work, Stalin. Cut, print it anyway. All right, Stalin.
Mussolini Linguini. That's a good one.
Mussolini Linguini. This is lovely. Yeah, let's have some comments from my lovely commenters who've been sat there.
Tim says, I'll do it in his voice. Christ, I love Rob Garner for family. It's like Hiroshima with slightly more charity shops.
Actually, this is a good way to read out comments. Let's have another one. I'll
He's
read
not
this one.
going to marry you, Tim. Sorry, you do that one.
No, you've done it. I can't beat that.
Go on.
No, I'm not reading that. That's just all gobbledygook. It's like highway.
It's Dwayne, isn't it? Dwayne is Mr. Gobbledygook.
I want God's green English.
Dwayne would be that guy you get in an 80s alternative comedy show who'd come on and do interesting poetry, and he'd go off stage and you think, what the fuck was that about?
He'd be the
you can read that.
He'd be the sitcom character that would turn up and go, does anyone want any Tabasco? And be like, I don't, there's no context to this. Ben Thomas says, baby doc. No, I can't even.
There we go. You can do that one.
Fred West, North Sea salmon in plaster. Thanks to the Lizard Monkey for that.
John, can you please get you to say my voice is my passport?
My voice is my passport.
My voice is my passport. This is Thatcher.
Oh, I'm all giddy tonight. I'm giddy with wine and I'm giddy with love. We've had a lovely, lovely 55 minutes.
Has it gone that long?
KP dry roasted pinochet. Nice. I like that.
Nice.
These are all good suggestions.
Oh, there we go. Thank you for reminding me of 6 minutes of Crusoe Magic. Yeah, no problem. The return of the Pink Panther was on this evening on Film 4, I noticed.
Yes, it was on. I think they've been playing it on Film 4 all this week because it was on every day. So I ended up watching a snudge of it.
Look, Tim says 55 minutes and it's already in the top 40 JP specials.
Yeah, a champion this is. Does anyone know actually how many we've genuinely... I know I keep asking this. I'd like to know how many we've actually done. Just so that if we have an anniversary episode coming up, like a 50th episode. I know it's not that many.
If anyone can be asked to find out, I'll send you a free gift.
There's that. Or what we'll do is it's 1 year. We'll do our 1 year episode.
I think that'll be about March or April.
That's March,
maybe
April
even
time.
May.
Yeah, late April. Yeah. Okay, that'd be nice. It'd be nice to celebrate it, wouldn't it? Be nice.
That's right, Graham. It was a Q&A to start with, and then
was it really? Is that how we started our humble beginnings? It's a Q&A. Really?
Yeah. So this is an interesting show so far, isn't it? We're talking about Antonio Salazar salad bar.
So I did actually at Graham Dallas, right? Well, that needs more context. That's like an origin story of something we don't. So I did actually at Graham Dallas.
So Dwayne says,
"What's your favorite cereal?" I don't eat cereal, I'm afraid, because I have a zero tolerance to milk. So I don't ever eat cereal.
No, I don't really. I like Rice Krispies and Shreddies. This is interesting, isn't it?
Actually, I kind of like this sort of the little window into those sort of activities. I often start the day with 3 black coffees and about 10 cigarettes, and that's my breakfast of champions. And then I move on to a NutriBullet of a variety of fruit, vegetables, nuts, and seeds, which I believe is supposed to be good for me.
This would be like in 1955. This would be the first page of a Keep Fit manual. 3 cups of coffee.
Yes,
no, 3 cups of coffee and 8 cigarettes to start your day.
If you go back 200 years ago, I begin my day with a modicum of snuff and I beat my healthiest servant. A wonderful way to start the day, Lord Aylesbury.
Eat cereal straight from the packet like popcorn. That's a good idea.
Oh, JK.
I used to get home from school early before everyone else, and I'd grab the Frosties. I'd just go and watch telly with them in my lap. And...
Really?
Yeah.
My brother
I was very young in my defense.
My brother once sleptwalked and went downstairs in his sleepwalking state and pissed into the cornflakes.
Wow.
Yeah, true story, that.
Well, it tastes lovely after, though.
Yeah. That's shot into the open. Mind you couldn't tell.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's coming to the top of the hour, so it might be time for us to introduce a new feature. Now, this is something that we've had to take seriously because of during lockdown, especially, things have risen. Not only have the COVID rates risen, but also crime. So Paul and I thought it best to, because this particular program isn't on anymore, that we bring it back and highlight what the hell's going on out there. So here we go. Welcome to Crime Watch Update. We're here this evening. Now, the show went out earlier, but we're here to obviously fill you in with any responses we've had from the phone lines that have been open all evening. Now, I believe, Paul, you've got something to tell us. You've got something to update us on from something from earlier.
Thank you, John. Yes, I do. So, police in Torquay need your help apprehending the masked cow tipper, Chris Funt, who has been tipping livestock literally over cliffs. Here is a recent CCTV picture of Chris Funt. Chris is 5'7", 13 stone, and has a tattoo of Simon Cadell on his left arm. He also wears a distinctive ceramic cow hat pictured above his head. If you see this man, do not approach him. Simply call the South Devon police line. He was last seen in the Torbay area throwing yellow M&Ms at the local swans.
Thank you, Paul. And I believe I've got an update from what we showed earlier. Police in Worcester are still looking for help for identifying the man you saw in the video earlier in connection with the hamburger factory break-in. They've issued this CCTV of him. This is a this is a composite brought from the scene. As you can see, he's been described as 7 feet tall. He's got fangs. He's got what's been described as a mullet, and I believe he's got hair on his face. Now, the victims at the time said they didn't believe he was a werewolf, but they suspected that he might be. So if you do see him around the Worcester area, please do not approach and call us in. Paul.
Thank you very much, John. Please do ring up if you have any information about that man, because we do have him also on evidence recorded saying that he used to be a werewolf, but he's not one now. So we now move on. Police in Kent have released this photo ident of Karen Wankess. She is known in Dover as the postbox farter. She has been breaking wind into postboxes all the way through Kent from Whitstable to Canterbury, distressing postal workers and making the stamps fall off the envelopes. Karen is 5'2". And well, during the week, she's 5'2", but she can be up to 4'6" at the weekend. Do you know, Karen? Can you help? All calls are anonymous, and the Kent Constabulary are waiting for your call and waiting for your call and waiting for your call.
Please do get in touch if you've seen Karen.
Please.
Now, relating to the earlier video on the dolphin robbery, police are keen to talk to this man who was last seen in the Padstow area.
Padstow? Shit.
As you can see, he's wearing very distinctive green pixie boots. Police suspect he might be an American because, as you can see, there's a badge on his waistcoat there of an American flag. He is known locally in the social circles as Dr. Dolphin. He has got a very distinctive toothbrush moustache and a very distinctive hat. Now, the police earlier, as I showed you, a replica of this hat. It's got a very distinctive fold in the head there, if you can see that. So please do phone in the number if you've seen this man. We have had a couple of tips, and it's looking quite promising. Paul.
Well, that's wonderful, John. Let's hope that they find that man and put him in jail where he belongs. Now, we now turn to Essex, and the hunt is on for Nathaniel Wu, known locally as the Deliveroo Dick Turpin. So far, he has intercepted 60 Deliveroo couriers, stealing their food by ram-raiding the drivers in his Pimp Dot mobility scooter. He was last seen in the Waltham Abbey area with a chicken tikka masala and a novelty Teen Titans birthday cake for a child called Bagsy. And we have a picture now of the suspect. And if you do see Nathaniel, then please call the Essex helpline. Do not approach him unless you've already had your lunch. So get a good look there, and the lines are open now.
Thank you, Paul.
You're welcome.
We've been finding a lot that these images have been jogging minds. So please do think, even if you think it was completely inconsequential, the sighting, if you saw someone walking past who just looked a bit like that, please do get in touch.
That'll do. That'll do.
The next case we've had lots of calls on the horse theft in Milton Keynes. Police are keen to stress that they don't believe this man is involved, but they'd like to eliminate him from their inquiries. As you can see, he's got a very distinctive tattoo with the word horse. The word horse is written on his arm. He was seen walking around in just a pair of underpants, but police think that at this stage he'd perhaps been locked out of his hotel. So if you do see this man, or if you are that man, please give us a call just so we can eliminate you from our inquiries. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you, John. Police in Cornwall have released this picture of Sandra Ask Jeeves. The police need her to help them with their inquiries with regards to scarecrow thefts in the Red Ruth area. Armed and extremely dangerous, Sandra was last seen in Tintagel with a rucksack full of dead crows and a sawn-off shotgun. If you know of her whereabouts, then please do call the Devon and Cornwall Police. And there is actually a reward for her capture. And that is, of course, a box set of Wurzel Gummidge DVDs and a £20 voucher for Trago Mills for a half-price leotard.
Well, thank you. Hopefully there's some incentive to get in touch there. As I said earlier, even if it would seem fairly inconsequential in terms of the sighting, we're very keen to eliminate people from any ongoing inquiry.
Absolutely, John. Listen, I will say, even if you think you may have seen them, or even if you haven't seen them and are blind, please do call in.
Thank you, Paul. Now, going back to the first video this evening, the shocking series of post office robberies in the Kent area.
This is very distressing, John.
Very distressing. Obviously, the victim is in hospital and thankfully has come out of intensive care. But we're keen to trace the robber who has robbed 4 post offices now in traumatic fashion. Now, police have issued a photo fit of the man. And I should say, if you do see him, please do report him first. Do not approach him. He is believed to be armed and dangerous.
So police have actually said he does have a Magnum PI and a samurai sword.
Yes, the samurai sword, as you can see, is in the shape of a penis. So it's obviously been made by someone professional. The gun, we believe, is a shooting gun. And as you can see, he doesn't seem to have any kind of limbs apart from arms. So it's very important that you get in touch.
And if you just hold up that picture again, John, thank you. If you could, it's quite a salient point. But you'll notice that this picture was taken when the police were actually asking him about a different crime. And you can see that his pockets have been emptied.
Yes, his pockets are empty. That's right. But please do get in touch. We'll be back with you next week after the main program for some further updates. But until then, please.
Well, actually, can I just say, John, before then, please do not have daydreams.
Goodbye.
Don't you just love being in control?
Well, there we go. There's a new feature we're doing there. It's a bit of a public-spirited fight back against crime.
Tell you what, that theme's quite jaunty, isn't it? It's quite a jaunty theme. Salsa!
I'm surprised it hasn't been remixed by Stock Aitken and Sony Walkman.
Yes, and Waterboat. Yeah.
Yes.
Stock Aitken and Waterboatman.
Stock Making and Waterboat.
Chicken Stock, Arthur Askey, Waterboatman. Lovely. Well, listen, again, if you do have any information about those filthy little criminals, the line is now on the screen.
Yeah,
and all proceeds for tonight's Crime Watch goes into wine.
Right. We've actually set up our own vinery in in Southampton. Now, people thought we were mad to open it, but after being open for 3 weeks, we have produced one grape. Who is laughing now?
Grape of wine. And we didn't know whether to call our wine Joel, which is a anagram of John and Paul, or Pon, but we went for Pon.
Pon, I think it's cheeky.
New from wine, Pon.
Pon. Have you ever thought, and you ever drawn up a glass of wine and sat down for a ponder?
Alone in a supermarket car park? Do you have a trolley for yourself? Well, why not lay down and luxuriate with a wonderful chilled can of Pon?
I often lie on the hills and dales and ponder.
Pon.
For more information, please visit www.pon.
That's right. And we're going to do a thing where at the end it goes, it's not for Pon, it's for everyone. We're hoping that will catch on. Please also do not drink more than 3 glasses of Pon because it might be slightly carcinogenic. But apart from that, enjoy your Pon.
Well, we had to cut it, like when with cocaine, where they haven't quite got the full cocaine, so they put baby powder on it. We had to cut it with brake fluid.
We did, I'm afraid. Yeah, because there's a Whole Foods next door and they had excess slippage.
And they had such a good deal on, so.
They did, yeah. Well, it was free if you know Fat Terry.
Oh, everyone knows Fat Terry.
He's a very simple businessman.
I'm not saying that he's forward with his business, but that Halfords is the only one with a glory hole.
I'm not saying he's fat, but he used to be a decoy for a whaling fleet.
Anyway, it's 10:10.
Good Lord.
We have another commercial coming up, so please enjoy this. And please take yourself back.
Another commercial, John.
Take yourself back to the cinema in 1986, and you may have seen this delightful advert to ease your travel journey.
Bickerton. 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 Go bag a Bickerton.
That's right. Bickerton. Who can forget them?
For a moment, I thought they kept saying Pikachu. Pikachu. And that's a sort
I'd like
of
that played at my funeral.
Early.
He's dead now.
We buried him. Leave the vase alone. Sandwiches in the corner. I hated him. Daddy's dead.
Go bag a funeral.
Go bag a Pickerton funeral. And that's a sort of early precursor of a Brompton, isn't it?
Yeah, I remember that in the
Brompton
cinema. There was a heavy rotation of that when I used to go to the cinema as a kid. That and the Butterkiss Rah 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 advert were, and Kiora, of course.
Kiora. And did you get local adverts when you were in? Was it Watford?
Yeah, we'd get like, come and visit Ted's Cafe down the road, 14 quid and a hand job.
Botulism free since 9:30. Well, of course, we had. Trago Mills got a great deal happening. Get on down to Trago Mills. This week at Trago Mills, creosote is half price if you fucking drink it, etc. Liscard, Falmouth, and Newton Abbot. And we also used to have adverts for Larry Spears Carpets. I can't remember how the jingle went.
Does he? Larry Spears Carpets, does he?
Larry Spears Carpets. And also lots of adverts for Ivor Dooney pasties. Ivor Dooney, I mean, because obviously Devon and Cornwall, we eat pasties every fucking day. You start off in the morning with your coffee pasty. Thank you. You move on, if you're wanting to lose weight, to a pasty full of salad. And then you move on to your tiffin pasty. And then in the evening, it's, most honorable Chinese pasty. Or,
and then you get plastic surgery, but it's a rhino pasty.
No. It's, Now, Ivor Dooney never went that far, but we did used to have, genuinely, a pasty van just like an ice cream van that delivered pasties.
Wow, that's pretty good.
It was amazing. Twice a week, the pasty van would go up and down our streets, and I'll be like, Mum, can I have a pasty, you bastard? She went, of course you can, you prick. Lovely.
Westler's Hot Dogs is another advert, I remember, yes. But we're not here to talk about all our yesterdays. In fact, we're here to beckon down the Emerald God from above. Because it's round 2 of...
And appearing tonight on Jack Douglas, Diana Dawes, Bernard Cribbins, Rula Lenska, Lenny Bennett, Aaron Kay.
And here's your host for Every Second Counts, Paul Daniel.
Here's your host, Terry Wogan.
And still available for Panto.
Me as Paul Daniels, it's like some sort of homunculus sort of Joe Biden. Anyway, hello everyone. 'Tis old T of the W coming at you like the ruler of the Egyptian race, Cleopatra, for a lovely second edition of the old Super Match game. Now listen, the last time I spoke to you was nearly 40 minutes ago, but it's been about 9 years up in the old heaven. Oh, hang on. Cloud 9, open brackets. Listen, old Tell's been having a terrible old time. Up there, up in the atmosphere, up where the air is clear, because he's been having patisserie lessons, the art of French cookery, the delicate desserts that the French do so well, John, from none other than Anthony Bourdain, who recently committed the old Harry Carey when he had a faggot that didn't agree with him. And we're having a lot of fun up in the old Cloud 9, open brackets. Hang on, there's nothing to put in the brackets. I've already mentioned the Cloud 9. Shit. Well, we've been having a lot of fun anyway. And we've been cooking up a storm, John. A patisserie storm. Oh, yes. Old Anthony said he can't wait to get his hands on my eclairs. But listen, you should have seen the look on old Mrs. W's face when she stumbled into the pantry to find Anthony nervously dipping his melon balls right onto the rim of me cream horn. But anyway, that's by the by. Thanks for the smirk. But listen, we're here for a game for the old Super Match. In fact, it's a Super Match game, Super Match game, Super Match game. Super Match game, that's right.
Ooh.
Now, the first person to type in what I've written on this crumpled piece of paper gets to play. So what old Tell now has to do, ever the professional, is gently uncrumple said paper, and then he can find his 3-word missive that will bring joy to all. The first person, I've already read that one, that's number 1. The first person to type in Wogan's Wet Wednesday gets to play. Now, whilst the contestants furiously thump away with their remaining digits, those that they haven't gnawed off in anticipation with the first Super Match game, I get to play with a wonderful friend of mine who's been up on Cloud 9 way before me, but we go way back. In fact, we have adjacent gardens. Please welcome. It's not John Payne. It's John Wayne.
Hi, Terry. Get off your horse and drink your milk.
I'd rather have a whiskey.
So would I. And Terry, have I told you how I have a problem with all ethnic minorities?
Yeah, yes. Well, I also said before we came down to the earthly realm to try and put a lid on that. John.
Yes.
What was one of your favorite memories of filming the old westerns?
Well, Terry, my favourite memory is when I came to old London town to make that
Oh, yes.
film called Chisholm or something with
That's the
Tony
one.
Robinson from Time Team.
And that was didn't do well critically.
No, but it was financially a failure as well. So I was very annoyed about that.
Did well financially, critically, and you, of course, had 6 heart attacks whilst filming.
6 heart attacks and 5 different toupees.
That's right. You also had 5 divorces whilst filming, which is unbelievable.
5 divorces.
You weren't
6
ever
heart attacks.
married at the time.
I wasn't married at the time, and I was very upset about that. Of
course, John, you can still throw the old lasso. I saw you out on the old back porch a couple of weeks ago doing the old lasso tricks.
I was forever lassoing things, Terry. In fact, that's how I died. I accidentally lassoed my own heart and gave myself cancer.
Dear, oh dear, the old lasso cancer trick there. Never finally got a lasso around your career, though, did you? Now, who's joining us? It's Sarah Wills. Well, where there's a Wills, there's a way.
There's a way.
Thanks, John. So, the theme, of course, is nursery rhymes. Sarah, I'm crossing everything I can possibly cross whilst being post-watershed for you. It's nursery rhyme themed. This should be a walk in the park because it is, of course, Humpty Dumpty sat on a blank or blanks. Now, you have a quick think about that. Have a cogitate. Mull it over with the old mulled wine. And I'll cross over to my erstwhile howdy partner companion, the OK Corral himself, John Wayne. So, John, it's a British nursery rhyme. I'm not sure if you've heard of it. Humpty Dumpty sat on a blank.
Hi.
Hello, John.
I think the answer to your question is Humpty Dumpty sat on a horse and drank his milk.
Sat on a horse and drank the old milk.
Yeah.
Because you should never actually feed the equine species milk because it is actually poisonous. So
they shit themselves to death, Terry.
Shit themselves to death, partner, on Shit'em Hill.
Yippee-ki-yay.
Oh, your horse. The idea if you got little pit ponies in holsters and you have to draw them. And I suppose they just charge towards you, but they wouldn't do any damage, would they?
No.
I didn't think it through. So, listen, we've gone for Horse and Drinking Milk from good old John the Western himself. And thank you, John. And I'm going to go for Humpty Dumpty sat on a stool. The wooden type, not the effluent-based waste that comes out of the rectum. But listen, Sarah Wills, flying in the face of adversity and probably all known logic, has gone for fillet of fish. So Humpty Dumpty sat on a fillet of fish. Well, let's find out what's going to happen here. I've got a good feeling about this, Sarah. Are you ready for 50 blanks? It is, of course. Close but no cigar. Humpty Dumpty sat on a climate change denier. Well, that's what he would do.
Terry, don't talk to me about those guys.
No, I believe now you've got a lot of problems with the old climate change deniers, haven't you, John?
I have. They don't sit on horses.
They don't sit on horses because it's too cold and or hot, depending on your region.
They don't drink the milk.
And of course, they don't drink the milk. So for 100 blanks, Sarah, I meant. Claire was the previous contestant. I've got Claire in the brain. I'm insane in the Claire brain. Insane in the Claire. To quote the old band that did that song that escapes me. But listen, for 100 blanks, come on. Could it be Humpty Dumpty sat on a fillet of fish? Let's find out. We reveal the legend. Thank you, Eugene. I'm afraid not quite. It's Humpty Dumpty sat on a landmine.
Oh, Terry, don't talk to me about landmines. I made many war pictures.
With landmines?
The problem with landmines is that they don't drink the milk.
So a metallic-based thermal charge doesn't drink lactose.
Doesn't drink the milk. Sit on the horse.
Drink the milk. Sit on the horse. You're lapsing into Swedish there, but we won't dwell on it anymore. Listen, Sarah, could it be that you are queen of Supermatch? With your last answer, it's 150 blanks, the most popular answer. And I reckon a lot of them may have gripped on with their risky digits to your fillet of fish. Let's find out. For 150 blanks, it is, of course, Humpty Dumpty sat on a mobility scooter.
Oh, Terry.
I know, yes, mobility scooters don't drink fucking milk.
I like mobility scooters.
Oh, you like mobility scooters now?
Because you can sit on those and drink your milk.
Because you can sit on them and drink your milk.
And drink your milk.
Drink your milk. Well, thank you very much for Swedish impresario John Wayne there. Drink your milk. It's been an absolute joy. It's lovely to have the adjacent garden to you. Because what I like about that, John, is you don't give a shit about your garden. So it's gone to seed, which means the grass is quite tall, which means I don't get to see you in the morning, in the nuddy, drinking the old Cowgate.
I like to come out onto my porch and drink my milk.
Drink your milk. Well, it's been an absolute joy. Sorry we didn't win again with the old Supermatch, but old Tell will be back anon to try again. And hopefully one of you beautiful casual fuckwits will walk away with the top prize. Until then, it remains for me, Terry Wogan, to only say this. Avanti!
Jack Douglas, Diana Dawes, Bernard Cribbins, Rula Lenska, Lenny Bennett, Aaron Kay, Diana Dawes.
Now, I should probably cover up some controversy that happened in the comments during it. Ben Thomas was very upset because he didn't get picked, right?
Oh, shit.
Now, I thought to myself that, because all the answers came at the same time, I thought I'd pick someone who'd never played before. Now, Ben, tell me if I'm wrong, but I'm sure you played before. So I thought I'd go for someone who hadn't played before.
I tell you what. The last thing I want is Jay Pearce leaving the family and searching.
It's all right. He's got over it. He's got over it. Look.
I'll tell you what we'll do. Oh, yeah, he's got over it. Yeah, the tips on doors there. I'll tell you what we'll do. Next time we play the very first super match, in the double super match, you're the very first contestant. We won't even bother with a Wogan's Wistful Wombat. You're straight in, Ben. How does that sit with you?
Ben says he's never played. I'm sorry, Ben.
Oh, that compounds the issue.
I'm sorry. I
think you'll find, John, the issue has been compounded.
I confused you with this prick. So I thought you played before.
Hey, Dwayne Hickman is a soft, gentle...
Dwayne is not a prick. He's lovely.
He's a beautiful vegan...
Is he a vegan?
I don't know, but I'm saying he's a beautiful vegan. I've never seen him... I've never seen him in portrait. I've always seen him in landscape.
Yeah. Mark Weston says, get a grip, you pricks.
Oh, well, Mark does know. Mark, of course, is the angry spirit that haunts the Blankety Blank studios to this day. The flat that is now in BBC TV Centre. I know there was a lot of hatred about the fact that BBC TV Centre was turned into flats. But I think, hand on heart, if I ever had enough money and the opportunity to live in the BBC TV Centre, I would go there without a fucking... I would... A shot.
I'd go round, and when the estate agent was showing me the room, I'd say, did Sarah Green ever get changed in here?
They'd be like, no, I'm afraid not. No, just Mark Knopfler.
I'd say, no deal.
No deal, sir. No deal.
Show me Sarah Green's dressing room now. Oh,
I'm sorry, we can't. That's where we chuck out the shite from the shoot.
Fair enough. I'll live there.
I'll take it. And that's where you'll live.
You know, the best thing about BBC Television Centre, of course, was...
Yeah, what? Oh,
hello, Paul!
For the love of fucking... The power of Christ compels it. Graham, you're back.
Paul, I'm back.
Yay!
How are you?
I'm great. All the better for seeing you, mate. How you doing?
I've not been very well.
What?
I've not been very well.
Oh no! Are you fading, Graham? Oh, I'm fading.
No.
Oh,
I don't know if you've heard about it, but there's a disease called coronavirus.
Yeah. Oh, can you get coronavirus wherever the fuck you live?
All the poor people that have passed away with coronavirus have come up to heaven.
Right. Is that where you are now? It's never been established.
I'm in heaven, and the thing is,
right? Yeah, go on.
The thing is that it's very sad because although the nice thing is I got to meet people like Eddie Large and Bobby Ball.
That's good. Hang on, I've got a Sudoku here. No, go on.
And the first thing that Bobby Ball said to me.
Well, there's no place to put a 9.
No,
sorry, go on.
He said, "Are you friends with Paul Litchfield?" I said, "Yes."
What, Bobby Ball?
And he said, "Is that the Paul Litchfield that was in?"
I've never met Bobby Ball, Graham.
He said, "Is that the same Paul Litchfield that was in that program with Nicholas Lyndhurst?"
Oh, for the love of fuck! I have done other things. And
I said, "Yes, it is." And he said, "Oh, I'm so proud of him."
Christ, I think a 3 goes in there.
And then he said to me, "How did you pass on to the next life, Graham?"
Yeah.
And I said, because I was with the man from Gremlins.
Right. Yes. We've already established that. 4? Is it 4 that goes?
We're very good friends now. And I was with Bobby Ball, and he said, have you considered suing whoever caused your accident?
No, it's a 6. Sorry, what?
And I said, I wouldn't do that because my friend Paul caused my accident. And I would never sue him.
No, of course not. No, why? I mean, and as we've already established, Graham, 2? As we've already established, I didn't cause your accident, Graham. It was pretty much of your own volition.
And the best thing that happened is that when we were in that particular internet cafe in heaven, Eddie Large jumped out from behind the counter and he said,
"Did he?"
He said, "I'm Deputy Dog."
Oh, and you must have laughed for a bit.
Well, no, we had to look it up on the internet who Deputy Dog was.
Okay. Did you do stars in their cars, starting up their cars?
He did, Paul, and he did one for you.
Go on then.
It went like this. I'm so proud.
Yeah, but that's not me, is it? That's you.
That was great. We all laughed.
No. So, Graham, he didn't do me starting up a car because I don't start up a car. I can't fucking drive, Graham. I never learned. So I never start up a car by going, I'm so proud. You are saying I'm so proud, which means somehow you've got a fucking car. You've got to think this. Oh, Graham.
That's right. We all laughed. That's right. You're right.
Yes. We all laughed our fucking heads off, didn't we? Oh no, it was a 5.
And then Eddie talked about suing whoever killed me again.
7 and 3. What?
But then we went to a festival.
What, a heaven festival?
That's right. We went to a heaven festival. It was a stock car rally.
Okay. Yeah. No. Fine. I'll bite. Go on.
We were driving around in stock cars.
Oh, so you weren't watching. You were participating.
Well, you could pay some money to participate.
So so hang on. There's money now in heaven.
That's right.
You have to actually have money. You have to earn money. There's cars.
Well, you don't earn money. You give you like a pension.
Like a pension, like a dead pension.
Yeah.
How do you get into a car, Graham? Because you're translucent. You have no solid mass.
The cars are translucent too.
Oh, for fuck. Okay,
I was in a Ford Poltergeist. And we were driving around. And you never guess who I met.
8.
Barry Sheen. I met Barry Sheen, Paul.
3.
And you know what he said? He poked his head out of the car and said, "Hey, are you Graham Rumbelows?" And I said, "Yes, that's me." And he said, "You must be friends with Paul Litchfield." And you know what he did then? He turned his key in his car and he said, "I'm so proud." Oh, and we all laughed. The man from Gremlins laughed so much he dropped his mogwai.
6. Okay. 6 gives it. He laughed so much he dropped his what?
Mogwai.
Mogwai. Well, Graham, that's amazing. You're up to so much up there, aren't you? In
There's
heaven.
so much happening. And you know, the best thing about it is that after the stock car racing, we went to the pub. And in the pub, we were drinking and we saw, you wouldn't believe who we saw. You saw Roy J.
No. Yeah, Roy fucking Hudd.
Roy J.
I don't know who Roy J is. I've got no frame of reference to that.
He's the one who used to say spook. And he jumped out and he said spook. And oh, Paul, we all laughed.
Did you shit blue?
No.
Oh,
But we all laughed. And then he said spook again 12 times and then people stopped laughing. But
okay.
The best thing about it was the Gremlins man got up and he did a song. He did a song about Gremlins.
4, 8, 9. So you're probably fading now, Graham, aren't you? Oh no, you're fading. Oh no.
The best thing about his song was at the end. He did a extended verse about how much he loved that episode you were in with Nicholas Lyndhurst.
Yeah, as I say, I have to know the thing.
And then the best thing about it is he unzipped his trousers. And
oh no, Graham, you're fading. You're fading.
And I'm fading, Paul. I'm fading.
Yeah, you're fading. You're fading. You're fading. John, what the fuck?
What?
Graham.
Oh God, he wasn't back, was he?
Yes, again. He is getting so fucking suspicious now that I may have had something to do with his death. Even though
you told me you didn't.
I didn't. And but he was like, talking about suing. He was talking about it's getting.
He's never struck me as a fairly litigious person. I don't know where he's getting this advice.
Well, apparently, he says you can sue people from heaven. So I don't fucking know.
I wouldn't worry about it. You're in the clear.
I hope so, mate, because I don't want heaven coming down on me. Medieval.
Well, I think if you had heaven coming down on you, you'd have something on your mind.
Oh, I like this linkage. Go on. Right, I'm not fucking about this week. We've been close but no cigar. We've had a lot of failures. We've had a lot of things that apparently have upset a lot of people, and I've had enough. So I just went this time. I'm going to give us something clear, pure, and simple. Something that we can both understand, that cannot be misinterpreted. Something that has enough breadth, and depth. John's out of wine. Something that is categorically simple to achieve betwixt two minds in the phantom zone, as it were. So I proffered the idea of Little Miss and Mr. Men. The Little Miss and Mr. Men. Now, there are over 158 characters now in the Roger Hargreaves series. Roger himself passed away a few years back, but his son is now took up the mantle and is writing. So you have your classics, of course, which I know, John, you've not done. You've not done Happy. You've not done Strong. You've not done Bump. You've not done Nosy. I know this. But there are now newish characters. There's Little Miss Mumsnet. She never fucking stops. And, of course, Mr. Yewtree. So I said to John, Little Miss and Mr. Men. I knew exactly what he was going to do. I mentioned some of the strong contenders already. Strong, Happy, Greedy, Nosy. But there's one other that maybe hasn't been mentioned, and I just knew that John would immediately go for it. So I'm not even hopeful, John. I just categorically know we've done it. Because actually, some of our things have been so broad and so odd. Whereas this time, there's only about 158, which is still pretty cool if I can get one out of 158 betwixt you and I in our mind's eye. If I can do that, it's amazing. I know I've done it. I'm ready to go. John, please reveal, which I already know, what I've already drawn. Go for your life.
Is that fine?
No, it's great.
So what have you done? Have you done like a... Is he doing something else in the picture, the one you've done?
Yeah, slightly.
So can we have a look?
Tickle. You went with Tickle. For fuck's sake.
Well, Tickle was my favourite one because he's the only Mr. Man where you could change the word slightly, and he's a mass shooter.
Plus, he was a toucher.
He gets up early in the morning, then he decides to go and tickle everyone in town with his gun. Go on, what have you done?
Well, it's not quite. It's not quite the same.
Okay.
Okay, go on. There you go.
Does that say Hargreaves or Arsgreaves?
It's Roger Hargreaves.
Okay.
I thought that's what you were thinking.
Sure, because as you say, of all the established Roger Hargreaves books, you've picked one that doesn't exist.
It's the most established.
Is it though?
Yeah, it's one of the first ones he ever fucking did. Mr. Pinhead.
Yeah.
I've even got John. I've got the story.
Please read it to us.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake. Mr. Pinhead was a funny little man who had no friends. One day, Mr. Pinhead went to the garden centre to pick up a bag of German bird balls. On the way, he met Mr. Happy. "Morning," said Mr. Happy. "I will tear your soul apart," said Mr. Pinhead. At the garden centre, Mr. Pinhead met Mr. Bump, who had fallen into the koi carp pond. "Help me out, please, Mr. Pinhead," said Mr. Bump. "I will tear your soul apart," replied Mr. Pinhead. Mr. Pinhead left the garden centre and caught the number 22 bus home, which was being driven by Little Miss Sunshine. "Lovely day for it," said Little Miss Sunshine. "I will tear your soul apart," said Mr. Pinhead, before offering her a £5 note. "Sorry," said Little Miss Sunshine. Exact change only." "I will tear your soul apart," said Mr. Pinhead, who then walked home in the rain. He got home, and you know what he did later on that evening, just after his mushroom booner? That's right. He teared their fucking souls apart.
I mean, Roger was in a very dark place, wasn't he?
What a lot of Mr. Men there are. All friends together, Little Miss and Mr. Men, all friends together, round and round we go, up and down and side by side and on with the show. Mr. Pinhead didn't quite do it. Yeah. There's a slight difference. There's a markable difference. "I will tear your soul apart," whereas Mr. Tickle
I will shoot everyone who comes in my way.
Well, there's similarity.
Definitely similarity.
Oh, well, I'll shove it in the archives of all the rest. We'll get there one day, John. We'll get there one day.
That was close, though.
Yeah, close in the sense of not remotely, but yeah, lovely.
You know.
Well, John, we're in the dying embers of the show. The dying embers of the show.
But we need to just close off that bit.
You're absolutely right. That bit wouldn't have worked unless you had that bookend.
Well, as you say, we're in the dying embers of JP Special, the all new JP Special, I should say.
All new JP Special.
So you said to me earlier, what episode is this? I say it's episode 1 of the all new JP Special. Doesn't matter.
Oh, it's right from the beginning.
It's a reboot, if you may.
No, John, we've been doing this since fucking last April/May.
That's right.
I need to note how many we've done, because either there's an anniversary coming up, or we'll do it's a year and we're all here.
But seriously, if anyone's watching right now and they know how to set up one of those charity auction pages, then Paul's obviously got a lot of drawings that we could put in there.
Yeah, I've got at least 20 drawings now that we need to auction off.
There we go. 15th of May was the first episode. Sorry, the 15th of May was the first episode, John.
Hey, Kenny, quite remember the first episode on the 15th of May, as my ears were full of cum from Arab businessmen from Azerbaijan.
Lizard Monkey says it's 32 episodes. I think it's more than that, is it not? Is it only 32?
Hang on, I didn't think there was as many as that. That's the weird thing. 32.
Dwayne says, sell your arts. Seriously, if someone could point us to one of those websites where we can auction things off. Because I think Paul and just Paul. To be honest, I've probably thrown most of mine away. That it'd be good to auction Paul stuff off. And we'd like to raise some money for some lovely cancer charity.
Yeah, if we could. Yeah, if we could, that would be lovely.
And you can all own. I mean, a lot of people in the comments, Paul, were saying they wanted to own Mr. Pinhead. So that on its own might get a few.
Mr. Pinhead is popular, is he?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought you were thinking, John.
Jonathan Mock says there's 34 episodes. I don't know. Maybe it is only that many, but feels like more.
There you go. See, because 34, 35, because if it's 35, this is like our 35th episode.
If it's officially 34, then our next episode. Well, actually, our next episode will be episode 2 of the all-new JP Special.
Oh, the all-new.
I hope you enjoyed our new features, our horoscopes and Crime Watch. I enjoyed our Crime Watch very much.
I enjoyed our Crime Watch. We might do a bit more Crime Watch and horoscopes until we get bored of them, and then
I got on a weird
something else.
I got on a weird bout of insomnia the week before last or last week, where I found
that's
a YouTube.
Why you were texting me at 4 o'clock in the morning.
I found this YouTube channel that was full of Crime Watch episodes from the 80s, and when it got to the update section, and it was all the we'd like to check back on the stories. All the photo fits just made me piss myself laughing. So I messaged Paul the next day and said, we have to do this.
Yeah, and I went, okay. And we decided that would be a beautiful thing. I'd say, I mean, the adverts, the new idents, the new opener of the show. Thank you very much, Tim Coleman, as ever. Joyous. I mean, stunning. I never want to see me as Paul Daniels ever again, if you can.
No.
Do that. I'd love to see me as Rula Lenska. Dinah Dawes, of course. Cool.
There's a wonderful if anyone was into sort of early 90s indie. Oh, Paul's frozen. There was a wonderful Wonder Stuff song. Oh, you're back now. There was a wonderful Wonder Stuff song called Hot Love Now, which is all about Dinah Dawes. That was all about Dinah Dawes and Alan Lake. And I remember that Alan Lake's and Dinah Dawes' son, I don't know if you remember what happened, but the course of events happened like this. Dinah Dawes dies of cancer. Very sad. Dinah Dawes, who died in 1980. And then Alan Lake couldn't live without her, so he shot himself. But weirdly, he chose to shoot himself in his son's bedroom.
Ooh.
So Alan Lake's son had to go to court and say, and the thing that sticks to me is he said that his dad's brains were all over his Human League records.
All over his what?
Human League records.
I thought you were going to say, I couldn't do my own work because my dad's brains were all over me algebra.
It was 2 + 2 = 5, not 2 + 2 = brain.
Oh my God, is that true? That's horrible.
Yeah, it's true. Oh, but yeah, Hot Love Now by the Wonder Stuff is a song about Dinah Dawes and Alan Lake, and it's a great song.
I had sex in the toilets at a Wonder Stuff concert. That was lovely.
I don't know that.
Well, you don't want to know that? Well, I'll tell you more.
Tell you what.
No, I won't.
I had the best sex I've ever had to a Kingmaker song.
Go on then.
It was me on my own. They're doing bands that do their album gigs.
Right, yeah.
They just do a gig where they do the whole album.
Yeah.
Kingmaker are playing the 100 Club in September. They're doing Eat Yourself Whole, the whole album.
Holy fuck, are they?
Yeah, although it's without Loz, so it's not the same, but still good.
I only realised yesterday that fucking I've forgotten.
The fucking was great.
That fucking was great. No, I only realised that Nick Cave had just banged out a new album, and then I listened to it, and it's fair to middling.
Oh.
No, it's all right. It's all right. It's all right. If it's Nick Cave, I'll love it anyway. So I'm fine with that.
Nick Cave would do a really good if they brought back Jim Henson's Storyteller. He'd be great as the storyteller.
He'd be good. It would also be good as a really ineffectual Batman who just sits at home doing really angry letters and admin.
He'd be great doing Mastermind because when they got it wrong, he'd go into song like, "No, that's not right." Ba, ba, ba. You were standing by the funeral pyre
in New Haven. Yeah, he'd be fucking great. I always thought
BBC are looking for a new host, so Nick Cave, please.
Yeah, I always thought he would have been a shoe-in for like Twin Peaksy stuff. I know Bowie filled that.
Oh yeah. He never really did acting, did he?
Yeah, well, he wrote films.
He wrote
that
what was that film called?
The Western with
The Western he did.
Yeah, it's actually a good film. I quite like it.
Yeah, it's good. And then didn't he also? Oh, he's in The Assassination of
Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford.
He's in it at the end as like a guy in the bar at the end. Yeah.
I always thought out of someone who could make fun cameos, he should have done more.
You
know,
he should be in EastEnders on the phone in the background.
He should be in EastEnders in Ali's calf, and they're like, Ali's
calf.
He's like, it does exist.
It does exist.
It's full of blood and weed and chaff. And he sings in every episode, unfortunately.
Look, this is one of the first things we did online, wasn't it? We read with Dan Thomas and various other people. We read the script for Gladiator 2.
Yeah, Simon, this is weirdly how we came. This is how the JP special came to be, because we were doing live script readings of genuine scripts that weren't going anywhere. And so John and I thought, let's still do something anyway if we can. And we started the JP special.
We read Gladiator 2, then we read an unmade Jurassic Park 3. Then we did, was it then Carry On that killed us?
Carry On destroyed it, but me and you were enjoying ourselves.
Yeah. And also Dan taught me this technology that we're using now.
Oh, this here now, this is now.
Yeah, because Dan is a lovely Welsh man.
He's a brilliant, funny man, and we are now currently on Antiques, Acorn Antiques Vision. That's what we're doing.
We are. If you look in the background, if I do this, would that work? No, it doesn't work. No, that didn't work either. If you look in the background, that is Acorn Antiques. Exciting, isn't it?
Yes, I do believe we have Gainsborough's Blue Boy and Mauve, but I'd have to check. Bye.
I'll tell you now, because I'm very drunk. Celia Imrie, I fancied her so much when I was young.
Oh, I can so see why. She's got that sort of...
Especially as Miss Babs.
She's got that posh totty thing about her. And she turns up in a Star Wars film.
She's in The Phantom Menace, yeah. Which is fairly disconcerting, because I was trying to wank to Jar Jar Binks, and then she popped up, and I was so confused.
Why not John gonna wank? Well,
yeah,
because of you.
You're thinking people gonna come?
You're gonna need Viagra? Shut up, Jar Jar.
Poor Jar Jar.
No, not poor Jar Jar. Never poor Jar Jar. Never ever.
He had a horrible time. He had a horrible time online.
Good.
It's not his fault.
No.
There's some people chiming in. She was in She was in Highlander too, as Conor McLeod's bit of fluff. Yeah, she grassed him up and got him killed, so she's not to be celebrated there.
Oh, yeah.
Andrew Special says, Imri would totally get it. I hope Celia's watching this evening for this highbrow chat. Ditto, Celia Imri. Celia Imri's son looks weirdly like his mum too, that's right. He was in The Kid Who Would Be King. He was Merlin, and he does look like his mum.
Oh, was he?
Katie has got. I saw Celia Imri on the Bakerloo line once. Thanks, Katie.
Nothing
That's
wrong with that.
Great. Isn't Celia Imri in that Michael Caine studio class thing? Oh yeah, I think she is. One he does is, you look into the camera and you don't blink. That is a special secret.
You never bloody blink. Unless you got a twitch, then you make a feature out of it.
The most exciting thing about using a cigar on screen is that people don't realise how much of it you smoke.
I remember years ago in Edinburgh doing a bill with loads of comedians, and there were two guys, and I can't remember what they were called or what their act was, but all I remember is they had the Who, they had the Who, the Kinks, and the Doors written on a piece of paper, and then one of them went and blew off the Kinks, and the other one went and blew off the Who, and the other one blew off the Doors. The other guy came in and went, "You're only supposed to blow the bloody Doors off." And I just remember thinking that was like top shelf comedy at the time. I think this was like 1999, 2000 in Edinburgh, my first Edinburgh or something. I thought it was brilliant. You're only supposed
I think that's
to blow
very
the bloody
good.
Doors off. It's nice that.
Celia Imri was also in that dreadful Nicholas Lindner sitcom that Mr. Litchfield appeared in.
I have done other things. I've been in the film that I was cut from.
I remember that sitcom. It was the best thing on telly ever.
Fuck off. Sorry, a little gremlin in the works there. I don't know what happened.
A gremlin.
A gremlin. That was brilliant. Gremlin.
I think that might be from the comments that's come up with that.
That's
Fresh
fine.
Fields is on Sky. I like the way Tim said this completely out of nowhere. Simple power of nothing. It's like he's just woken up from a daze. Fresh Fields on Sky.
Fresh Fields on Sky. Oh, but is French Fields on Sky, or do we have to wait to Sky Plus?
Was French Fields superior to Fresh Fields? That's what we need to know.
Yeah, French Fields is a lot better. They moved to the Dordogne, and they were having a lot of fun with the neighbours. Like,
I'll tell you what, Paul. I'll tell you what, Paul.
Go on.
Anton Rogers.
Yeah.
That was his name.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, you're fuck me. That's an
French Fields is not on Sky yet.
French Fields is on Sky. French Fields had Nicholas Courtney in it. Yeah, more than likely. More than likely.
Did he say fuck though? Because he does in Bullseye.
I like the fact that when I'm skipping along my remote control on Freeview, when I get onto the drama, when I get onto drama, it's always "Are you being served?" or "Hello" on drama.
Oh, big news! Hello's dropped on BritBox. The whole lot of it.
Get thee to a nunnery. Has it?
True.
Oh
yeah.
shit! I'm gonna have to watch all of that.
And in March, Heidi High's dropping on there. A lot of it.
Oh God! I'm gonna get a Cadell injection. Oh my God! That's
I
gonna
am
be good.
going to be red fucking raw. The Doi Dom, the only place named after the noise your mattress makes when you move.
Oh, that's very nice. I like that.
That's a good joke. Yeah. Well, it's time for us to go in a moment. So thank you so much for being with us. We'll be back in 2 weeks.
Yes. There'll be a total joy along the way, and there'll be probably another 9 podcasts via John as we speak.
God, don't. Actually, you know what? We might have to be back next week.
What?
What? Yeah, I might not be. I can't do the 12th, so we might be able to be back next week.
Why?
Why can't I do the 12th?
Yeah.
Because someone in my house is away. Without going into detail.
Okay, so we might be back next week, you say?
Yeah.
You sprung that on me, haven't you, you little jaunty fucker? That's fine by me.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. We're doing. We're doing Groening next Saturday.
We're doing Groening on Saturday. We're doing 3 Groenings. But listen, this is a discussion best smelt
offline.
So we'll do that. But I don't mind if that's the way the cookie crumbles. That's what we.
Basically, it's either next week or 3 weeks. So we'll see how it goes.
Oh, you bastard! We'll see. Well, let's see.
We'll see.
I mean, I don't know what people will say like tomorrow, but let's just do them tomorrow.
Send us £500, and we'll do it tomorrow.
If you send us both £500, we will both do it tomorrow.
Mrs. Thatcher, would you send us £500 to do it every day?
Yes.
Good night, everyone. Good night. Good night. We'd like to say good night to every single one of you. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Fuck! I pressed the wrong button. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night.